GC here, and we're back with a movie review. Nightcrawler. Directed by Dan Gilroy, this is his directorial debut. This movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, Riz Ahmed, and Bill Paxton. And what's this film about? Well, basically, Gyllenhaal plays a psychopathic-driven young man who begins shooting footage of accidents and crimes in LA to sell to news channels. And that's basically the entire film. So what did I think? Well, first off, this movie is amazing. And I realized doing this review is very hard to talk about it section by section. Rather, it's a whole organic thing where it really meshes well with everything. Like your acting, your cinematography, your execution in terms of the plot and the pacing. It's just everything's ingrained into each other, and that it's very hard to review to break it down. But basically, I'm going to try to do it here. Well, first off, Jake Gyllenhaal's character, or just any character in this film, really was just great. Jake Gyllenhaal's psychotic-driven guy is sort of justified throughout the film, where you root for him as he climbs the ranks of this news-catching footage thing. But in the very beginning, they already set up how his character is morally wrong. But yet, I found myself throughout the film to really support what he was doing in terms of just like, yes, he's climbing the ranks, he's getting a better job. Like, I felt bad for the guy, so I was like rooting for him as he got a better life, basically. And I felt that the way that it was shot really helped in terms of portraying that concept of, yes, you should support him despite his messed up morals. Is that when he was climbing the ranks, they played these like pleasant music, really just supportive music, really. It was soft and peaceful, and you're like, yeah, I connect to this guy somewhat, as in, like, you know, die hard, try hards. And it's just like, when you try hard, you reap your benefits or whatever. You reap what you sow, sort of thing. And that really was crazy in terms of just, wow, like, I don't agree to anything that this guy is doing because he's totally messed up, but throughout the film I felt that, yeah, he's climbing the ranks, I root for him. And also in terms of the other characters, such as Rene Russo, her character is more laid back. It's sort of like, it mirrors Jake Gyllenhaal's character, but she's not as extreme. And then there's also this mystery, as in, she can't be normal as well, because she's, you know, enabling this guy. And I really enjoyed the development for her character as the story progressed, and you slowly see the slow reveal of her true character, of what her morals are. Also, we have Riz Ahmed, who plays sort of the sidekick for Jake Gyllenhaal, and you see also his desperation throughout the film, as he's stuck between earning hard cash so he doesn't live on the street and working this messed up job with this crazy guy. And sure, I think his character is somewhat weaker in the sense where it's harder to believe that someone will actually stay in this situation, but it again proves how desperate his character is to stay off the streets. And that was just great. And also we have Bill Paxton, who I would say represents sort of the normal people that just work for a living. Sure, his occupation is the same as Jake Gyllenhaal's, but he's just more like, in terms of just normal tones, as in like, I'm not gonna work my ass off, not gonna like pull strings, not gonna do that, but just do my job. But he's still desperate in terms of just getting the shot. Like, everyone is desperate in this film. Everyone's working to get somewhere, and they're doing anything that they can. Now, in terms of cinematography, this is a great directorial debut. It was just a great way to showcase his skills with dialogue and character, and also action sequence, and just development of the plot and the characters was just great balance. Where when Jake Gyllenhaal's in those action-y scenes where he's chasing down a news story, and then when he's in the newsroom having these like crazy delivery dialogue lines, everything was just great. Everything meshed well. There was no downtime. I didn't feel anything was wrong with this movie, and there was nothing wrong with it in terms of being shot. And I just was like, wow, this guy, his first film, he did amazing, and just total props, and I cannot wait for his next film. I really enjoyed it, despite the fact that maybe some people, when they watch it, it'll be like, whoa, I can't stand this guy. His morals are totally wrong. And I think that's not really a weak thing. I think that's the only thing that will not make people like it as much, because of how messed up that Jake Gyllenhaal's character actually is. But I really enjoyed it. I was looking forward to his messed upness. I totally got what I wanted, and even more. And it was just great. The cast was great. The way it was shot was great. The pacing, everything was done great. Really enjoyed it. Totally recommend it to you guys. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't really say anything. It's just like, this whole package was just great. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you have seen Nightcrawler, leave your comments down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that is it for this movie review for Nightcrawler.